Hello, hello, and welcome back to Chord Progression. We are still working, you know. April's gonna come over here, probably going to scold Daryl. He's a lad. Oh, thank God for April. That silence was going to drive me crazy. She shows up with a guitar case in paw. What did I want? He furrows his brow with his eyes closed, squinting tightly. He's thinking real hard about this, isn't he? Oh shit! I forgot! Well, in that case, I'll... Wait, Daryl, it was about using the other pedal, right? Yes, I wanted the chain to chain the fuse pedal up for here to the overdrive. Can I? Knock yourself out, dude. Sweet! Thanks, Apes. Daryl stands up and very gingerly returns the guitar to his display case as he goes about his task of rearranging his pedal setup. Eddie, come with me. We're going to ring this customer up. He's buying a Render Stratmaster. Oh, coming. I join April back on the ground level to walk back to the counter. She gingerly takes the instrument out and rests it atop the guitar-shaped fabric case situated on the counter. Okay. She scans the tag secured by a string attached to the headstock? That's what it's called, right? The part where the tuny strings are. The tuny things are. Okay. I have a lot to learn. Now, if you'd like, I can include a tuning peg wider, a set of strings, and an electric tuner as a part of a bundle. Your son is going to need all of these things eventually. Again, she's speaking in a very peppy customer service voice. She's trying to upsell here. Let's see if it pays off. That sounds good to me. Whatever you think he's going to need. I want to make sure he has everything. Of course. Eddie, do you mind grabbing those for me? I'm not sure what all those things are. April does a quick and subtle facepaw and lets out a sigh. That's right, of course you don't. She sounds disappointed, not sure if it's disappointed with me or herself. As she steps away from her position to go retrieve the items, I have a moment alone with the customer. My realtor senses are kicking in. I shouldn't let the customer just stand there awkwardly. I should say something to him. I need to take the initiative to seem friendly. Keep his experience positive. This looks like a great guitar. I'm sure your son is going to love it. I hope so. April explained everything about it and why it'd be great for him as a beginner. I noticed this was an electric guitar, though. He can't just play the guitar by itself, can he? He needs an amplifier. Does he already have an amp? Sure do. We have an amp my brother used to own way back when he played. Been sitting in our basement for a few years. So, looks like we can't sell him an amp. But what about pedals, like the one Daryl is using? Oh, does he have any pedals? I don't think so. Not very sure what that is. Oh, it adds distortion to the guitar sounds. The gentleman playing the guitar on the stage back there is using a pedal right now. Okay. Thanks, Daryl. We both pause for a moment to listen to Daryl's playing. Oh yeah, that sounds pretty nice. If I can get the pedal that Lion is using, will his guitar sound like that? That's probably a question April can better answer. As if right on cue, she returns to the counter with the items in paw. April can better answer what? If we can get this gentleman the pedal Daryl is using, will his son's guitar sound like that? April put the sweetest customer service smile on her face. It will sound quite similar. Your son will be using a different guitar and different amp than the gentleman back there, but the distortion will have a very similar effect. Yeah. I think he'll really like that. Can you get me one that sounds like that? Absolutely. April quickly ducks and retrieves a small box from the glass display case. It has an image of a familiar pedal printed on it. It's labeled as overdrive. Now, with the pedal, he's going to need an extra cable. One cable has to go from the guitar to the pedal, and the second one needs to go from the pedal to the amp. Oh shoot, I think we only have one cable. I could probably get a second one. I should probably. Absolutely. A 5-foot one should do the trick. She quickly reaches behind her and grabs a coiled cable off a peg hook on the wall. She scans the extra items she has collected. All right, your total is going to be $324.94 today. The customer, with no hesitation, gives her a credit card. She processes the transaction, then packs away the items into the fabric guitar-shaped bag for the customer. Here you go. Have a great day, sir, and wish your son a happy birthday for us. Again, she's nailing it with the excellent service skills. I sure will. Thank you too for your help today. I'll be coming back if he needs any more gear. The customer flashes us one last toothy grin before turning away from the counter. He waves as he exits the building. I'm gonna tell Chester to give you credit for selling that pedal and cable. You don't have to do that. Nah, dude, you really upsold him there. You did a great job. Bleed these customers for all of their worth. She directs her gaze towards Daryl, who's still strumming away at his new passion piece. It's good that he's jamming up there. The customer got to hear what the pedal sounds like. Definitely was a great selling point. She redirects her gaze towards me. How did you know what a pedal does, by the way? Daryl told me when I was chatting with him. Well, I'll be damned. He's good for something, I guess. The next hour was spent helping the occasional customer with small purchases. Strings, picks, tuners, peg wedges, winders, drumsticks, cables, and so on. With each new customer, I learned something new about the instruments and their accessories. Their process is all too familiar to me. I work at a new store, I have to quickly learn every detail about a bunch of products, then I have to be able to sell it effectively. Just another Monday. Throughout the morning, Daryl kept jamming away. I guess he doesn't get bored of playing just one guitar. He's really fixated on that thing, isn't he? Before I knew it, 11 a.m. had struck. Pat appeared on cue, just like he planned out during our meeting this morning. Apes, lunch rush is starting. I'm gonna take the newbie and have him help with the cafe. All yours, dude. I got it covered out here. I turned towards April. Cool. See you soon, I guess. Have fun. Pat gestures for me to follow, and I oblige. That's what that word is. Pat directs me to follow him behind the cafe's counter. Alrighty. Gonna make this real simple for you today, so I don't overload your brain. Overload my brain? Weren't you the one struggling to organize my training itinerary? Have you ever, bust before? Bust, okay. Have I ever what now? Bust, like, bussing tables? He makes a wiping gesture with his paw, trying to help me better understand the concept. Oh, like cleaning them and stuff? Yeah, after the customer leaves, you gotta clean up after them. Some are nice and use bus trays on top of the trash cans to put their plates and mugs. Some don't. Overall, you just need to make sure the tables look nice and the bus tubs on the trash cans are emptied. It wasn't, this wasn't what I was expecting to do today. I'm feeling a little blindsided by this new task. Okay, yeah, sure, I can do that. Will it just be you and Dave behind the counter then? Chester, too. He helps out during lunch rush sometimes. Chester gets the drinks, I run the POS, and Dave takes care of food orders. We'll get you behind the counter at some point, but I just think it's best to stick with something simple today. So just clean up the tables, and when the tubs when the tubs at the trash cans get full, and just bring them back to the dishwashing machine. He gives me a cheeky smile, so I guess being low on the totem pole means I'm doing the dirty work. Fine, I guess, so whatever floats their boat. I'll do what I must to get a paycheck. Pat showed me back in the kitchen, where I can find the bus tubs. My job will be to load up a tub full of dishes and then bring them back to the kitchen to the dishwashing area. He never mentioned who is going to wash the dishes. I have a bad feeling it's going to be me. So now I get to be a realtor worker and a dishwasher. Woohoo! I'm really climbing the ranks in life, aren't I? Pat gives me an apron and shows me the closet where all the cleaning supplies are kept. He instructs me to take a spray bottle and spray the table down with disinfectant and wipe it clean whenever a table is cleared. Easy enough, I guess. The pace was beginning to pick up, and we were officially busy, just as Pat described it. The three men behind the counter are taking orders, preparing hot beverages, and serving hot food. Glancing at the menu up above the counter, it's kinda small, only about a dozen food items and a dozen drinks as well. I remember reading somewhere that small menus can actually be a good thing. Restaurants that have a brief selection are liable to prepare higher quality food. The smaller the menu, the more time the chef can focus on prepping those few menu items. A common ingredient for the sandwich selection is bacon, my favorite. I find myself enjoying turkey and all of its variants, but the bacon is where it's at. Good lord, it's all I could smell the entire time I was wiping down those tables. This is where my stomach harshly protests my lack of breakfast. All I had was that coffee. The first few tables I cleaned took some extra time. There was a little bit of a learning curve, but I was definitely getting the hang of it. I'd say I was a pro by the 5th or 6th table. Some customers were really nice and kept their tables reasonably spotless. Others were not as thoughtful and left their tables in shambles. I press on regardless. All this moving and lifting is giving me a bit of a workout. Those bus tubs, situated by the trash cans, are often overfilled with dishes by the time I get to them. They're not light by any means. Peak hour was right at noon. Everything was going at a busy but steady pace. It made the time go by quicker. All in all, this wasn't the worst. Manual labor, at least, allows me to shut off my brain for a short time. I'm mostly ignored by all the customers, and that helps me keep on track. Sorry. At about 1 p.m., I assume. Either that or this is 1 in the morning. Things start to die down a little bit. A lot of the customers who came in at noon were either sat at their tables or left with their to-go orders. I had a quick moment to catch my breath back in the kitchen. There's a window in the wall that separates the behind-the-counter space from the kitchen. I guess you can technically call it a window. It doesn't have any glass. Excuse me. It's just a square-shaped hole in the wall. I can see the 3 men on the other side, still catching up on all their work. Chester catches a glance of me in the kitchen and puts down what he's doing and makes his way over the door that separates the two. Ah, fuck. Is he going to reprimand me for standing around? Shit. Chester enters the kitchen and approaches me. Hey, bud. You did great out there. Oh, thanks, sweet Jesus. He's complimenting me. Yeah, thanks. I wasn't really expecting to be doing any of this today.
I know, I'm sorry. Usually, someone's behind the counter handling busing. We just wanted to get you some exposure to how the cafe runs during lunch. I won't ask you to do this every day.
Well, that's a relief. I didn't hate busing, but I think my talents are best used for other tasks.
Things are slowing down right now. Pat can take care of busing. Why don't you go on your break now?
What about all these dirty dishes, though?
Oh, don't worry, I'll take care of all of that.
Huh. The boss, stepping up and doing the dishes? Well, I'll be damned. Are you sure? I can stick around longer if you need. As if on cue, my stomach makes a wretched growling noise that was clearly audible to Chester.
Oh, I'm definitely sure. I need to make sure that belly of yours is full, so you can have energy for overtime.
He lets out a hearty chuckle and offers me a wide grin. It's nice to have a boss who cares somewhat about my bodily needs. I wasn't always this lucky in the past. And just try to be back in about 45 minutes or so. There's a burrito joint across the street that you can try. If we weren't on the tail end of rush, I'd offer you a hot sandwich that Dave can make. Sorry about that. That's okay. A burrito sounds really good, actually. Do I need to clock out or anything?
No need today. I'm tracking your hours until I get you in the system tomorrow. Make sure you go let April know you're heading out before you go, though.
Sure thing. Thanks. Chester gives me a nod and turns back towards the door and heads back to the cafe counter. I follow blindly. I follow behind shortly after. Heading back into the front of house, I'm able to find April quickly. Hey, I'm heading out for my lunch break. Chester wanted me to tell you. I'm gonna try that burrito place that's across the street, apparently. Great. Go ask Daryl to go with you. Well, I was just thinking I was gonna go alone. Nah, dude. You're new around here and need to make some friends. Daryl's an okay guy. He kinda needs some new friends too. You should get to know each other. Aw, are you looking out for me, April? That's sweet of you. I taunted her in the most annoying and teasing tone I could muster. Oh my fucking god, I'm just trying to get you a social life so you're not hanging at the apartment all the time. Sure it is. I give her a quick smirk. I can see right through her. She can be a decent person sometimes. We seek out Daryl on the shop floor and see that he's still playing the same guitar. He's migrated from where I saw him last and was hooked up to a different amp. Come on, let's go get him. She and I work our way towards the lion. Hey, Daryl, you hungry? Daryl snaps up in his trance when he was addressed.
Yeah, sure. Where we going?
Care to take Eddie to Palos Gordos?
Oh, hell yeah! I love Palos.
And Daryl looked perplexed.
Just Eddie, though. Aren't you coming?
He's the only one on break. I'm here until he gets back.
Okay.
The lion looks a tad uncertain. Did he not want to take me? I guess this might have been uncomfortable for him. April's already putting him on the spot. Dude, don't be awkward. Eddie needs new friends since he's new in town. And last I checked, you could use some new friends too. The lion went on quite a facial journey in response to that statement. At first, he looked indignant, ready to try to fire some kind of comeback, and then he looked a tad dejected. I guess he realized April had some sort of point. He directed his gaze towards me and gave me a half-hearted smile.
Okay, sure. We can get some Palos.
He shuts off the amp, unplugs the guitar, and passes it to April, who takes it in her paws. See you guys in a bit. She departs to put the guitar back in its proper place.
Let's get going. It's just across the street. We can just walk there.
Sounds good. Okay. So, this is a burrito place? Okay. Okay, sure. Sure. Anyway, I will end the part here, everyone. Hopefully I see you around.